Hey there, this is Anjolie with my raw vegan journey. Welcome back. If you're new, welcome. If you're a subscriber, glad to see you back again. Hey, I want to talk today about epic smoothie fails. Here's to good health, good life, good love. Cheers. Did you know that you're supposed to chew your smoothies and soups because digestion starts right there? So, I made this, what I thought was going to be an epic smoothie, and I don't make them like this too often because it's not really the best combination. However, I went ahead and did it anyways. I had a tub of strawberries, and they looked pretty good. They're organic. They looked pretty good, but they weren't really all that sweet. So I thought, okay, let's make a smoothie because I can't sit and eat these plain by themselves. They're just too tart. And so I said, let's make a smoothie. And I put some almond milk and I put that whole pint of strawberries. Yeah, it might have been more than a pint. And I threw a few really ripe bananas in the mix, and I blended it up, and it wasn't very sweet. And so I threw a couple of dates in it. Tasted it, and it just still didn't taste good to me. Epic fail. So what do you do when that happens? You put a lid on it because you just don't want to waste good food, right? And you're thinking, well, maybe on a day that you don't want something so sweet, it might taste better. So I'm going to leave it in the fridge for a couple of days. Not too long because, fresh food doesn't last that long without any kind of preservatives. However, I'm going to just try and save it and see if I might want it later. So, starting over, this time I got 2 bananas that had the brown spots. The bananas I was using they were almost black, so they were really ripe. If you know what I mean. If you're a banana connoisseur, you know that those ones are like ready to perish. But I thought I would salvage them too, and that would make a super sweet smoothie. No, it didn't help. So anyway, I ended up getting some fresher bananas that had not so much black on it, but they were nice and ripe. And I put a few of those in with a couple of dates and some spinach and almond milk. And I got this wonderful smoothie that is very satisfying to my taste buds. So let's talk about food combining for a moment. Some foods aren't meant to be combined. Now, they say for digestive purposes, your citruses should not be combined with bananas. Your acidic fruits, those are things like pineapples and oranges and grapefruit, strawberries, kiwi, limes, lemons, any kind of citric fruit. Those things are acidic and they do not combine well with sweet fruits like bananas and dates and figs and papaya and stuff like that. There are other fruits like subacidic fruits like pears and peaches and mangoes, papaya. I think dragon fruit might be a safe one, but those are the kind of blueberries. Blueberries definitely combine well with bananas. Those foods you can combine, and they're not optimal, but they're okay. And it's not something you want to do all of the time, but it is something that you can do some of the time to increase the variety of smoothies. Now, the best way to eat a fruit is by itself and make that fruit the meal for optimum digestion. But not a lot of us want to do that. We sometimes need variety, especially if you're coming off of a standard American diet. You want variety because your taste buds are like, what the beep? What just happened here? I get all of these wonderful tastes, and then I switch over to this raw vegan fruitarian diet, and okay, now I have to taste things by themselves. And I don't have to combine a whole bunch of stuff to make it taste good. Well, wait a minute, there might be some benefit to that after all. This eating is so easy and so simple. If you take a child, they say let the children lead the way. If you were to take a child to the grocery store, and if in that grocery store you had two sections side by side, one section with a bunch of raw meat and the other section with a bunch of raw fruits, what do you think that child is going to pick to eat? That child is definitely going to grab him some beautiful, vibrant colored, sweet smelling, sweet tasting fruit. And you know what? I would do the same. If I had a choice, I'd pick fruit any day over meat, over macaroni, over spaghetti, over any of that stuff, because I know something about fruit, and I know something about processed foods. I know that fruit will help me thrive, and I know that processed foods will help me die. Fruit helps me thrive. Processed food helps me die. It almost did a couple of times. Maybe more than that, but fruit and vegetables, especially if it's organic. If you see my garden behind me, I haven't started my garden yet, but some things wintered over and they're coming back. But if you're at a place that you can grow your own food, hey, you know what? Do it. Go for it. And you can grow food in a small space. You can do a patio garden by putting stuff in pots and containers. There's so many ways to grow food that will ensure that you have optimum health. And you know what's in your food. You know that there are no chemicals. There's no pesticides. It's not genetically modified. If you buy seeds that are heirloom varieties or organic seeds, then you know what you're growing, and you know what's in your ground, and you know that you don't spray chemicals on your lawn or in your garden. You know what's in your food. And when you go to the grocery store and you buy all these canned goods and boxed goods and stuff like that, even the meat, you don't know what's in that. And if you buy commercial fruit and vegetables, you don't know what's been sprayed on them. And let me tell you, I, for one, can taste the difference between organic and commercial fruits and vegetables. There is a taste. There is a clean taste that cannot be compared to anything else. When you eat something that is clean and natural and organic, and it has been grown without toxins, without being genetically modified, it has this deep, satisfying, rich, vibrant taste. It's called life, and you can taste the life in it. And it's a beautiful symbiosis when you're mixing living foods into a living body. And that's what you're supposed to do. Our living body needs living foods, not dead foods. Everything that you get that's in a can or a box that's been processed, it's dead. It's been pasteurized. It's been heated. It's been tampered with. It's been chemically altered. It's been genetically altered in one form or another. And it's not going to provide you a life that is a thriving life. It may sustain you for a while, but it's not going to help you thrive. Do you know that back in biblical times, the oldest person recorded lived to be 969 years of age? Do you know how they did that? They ate food that wasn't Franken food. It wasn't turned into modified, genetic, freakish stuff they labeled food. That's not food. This here, honey, it's food. This is the real deal. And it's great, and it tastes super. Okay, so I've taken up enough of your time today, and I just wanted to stop by and chit-chat about my epic smoothie fail. and let you know that if it happens, hey, you know what? Start over and save it for a rainy day. Maybe it'll taste better later. And if it doesn't, guess what? You can do with it. You can put it into your compost pile. If you have a compost bin, you can compost it. And if you don't, start one. And if you don't feel like starting one, well, take it outside somewhere in a yard and give it back to Mother Nature. She'll appreciate it because, you know, it's going to be reused somehow, some way, somewhere with someone or something. So you have a lovely, lovely day. And thanks again for stopping by my raw vegan journey. If you haven't already, please tap the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up, tap all on the notification bell, and leave me a comment. If there's anything you'd like to hear me talk about, I'd be much obliged. Leave a comment for me, and we'll see where it goes. Have a fantastic, fruit-delicious day. Mwah. I love you all.